God gave me this message while I was out in Redding, California at Bethel Church. And this past week alone, he's changed it 4 different times. So that's how, so just keep me in your prayers. So I've been through a lot of stress. So this message is called Leaning on Love. And really, this is a really good message for our generation, especially during this time of the year, because everyone knows it's winter time, so it's cuffing season. Everyone knows what cuffing season is, right? You're trying to find yourself a boo, trying to get yourself booed up. But really, there's a lot of talk that our generation is in an identity crisis. But really what I think it stems down to is our generation is more of a love crisis. Right now we're trying to find people to love us more than we're trying to find ourselves. We're trying to have all these people feed into us before we even let God have a chance in our lives. God's just been really speaking to me to that word. He's really woken me up for the past 4 nights in a row saying, we are in a love crisis. Make sure you push that to them. So I'm just super excited for this word tonight. I'm going to pray, and then we're going to dive into the word. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this wonderful night that you bless us with tonight. I just pray that whatever word is coming out of my mouth tonight, this is there from heaven, straight from heaven. I give you all the glory of tonight. I pray over every single heart sitting in this room that it'll be impacted, and they will see you through this message, Jesus. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, if you've got your Bibles, open up to Mark 12. Mark 12. You guys don't have to be quiet. This isn't school. Feel free to yell. Shout me down if you want to. Say, preacher life, boy, you get it. I see you up there. Ooh, that's it. Anything you want to say, preach at me. I love that stuff. All right. So,
Preacher white boy.
Tonight. You want to bring a Bible?
I see you.
Okay, 2 hands. 2 hands. Good job. All right. So, if you have your phone, there's this great app called the Bible app on your phone. Get it open. Get it up. Pull it up. Mark chapter 12. I'm reading from verse 29. See, before Jesus left, he gave us a lot of commandments to live by. He gave us the Great Commission, and then he gave us this one out here. And this is one that I try to live my life by. Now, a certain religious... Wait, that's not the right part. Hold on, I messed up. Jesus answered him, the most important of all commandments is this. The Lord Yahweh, our God, is one. You are to love the Lord Yahweh, your God, with every passion of your heart, with every energy of your being, with every thought that is within you, with all your strength. This is the great supreme commandment. Does anybody know what supreme means? If you know Gita, he likes to say supreme bogus a lot. Supreme means like the overall top of the line, cream of the crop, the best thing that there is. And this is the supreme commandment. It's to love our God with all of our hearts, all right? So as we break this down, it says to love the Lord Yahweh, our God, as is one, because our God is one with Jesus and God. And our greatest commission right now, and our greatest number 1 rule is to love him with all of our hearts, because that's what he's called us to do. He says, love him and study him, surround yourself with him, and just keep pushing into him every single day of your life. Now, this is really important, all right? But this isn't the part that I was really looking to get to. Verse 31, and second is this. You must love your neighbor in the same way you love yourself. You will never find a greater commandment than this. Love your neighbor more than you love yourselves. Turn to your neighbor and say, I love you. Turn to your other neighbor and say, I love you too. See, in our generation, I feel like we really get offended way too easily. And we're really focused more on hatred than we are love nowadays. And we're really just focused on, well, they did me wrong, so I gotta do them wrong. We're all focused on getting them back instead of helping them out. See, Jesus says to bless your enemies instead of hate on them. You don't hate on someone just because they hated on you. That's not right. See, it says love yourself like you love your neighbor like you love yourself. If you love yourself enough, you wouldn't want to be hated on, so why would you hate someone else, all right? So this, as it says, this is just, you'll never find a greater commandment than this. This is the greatest commandment that God has ever said. The easiest way to show people Jesus without even saying his name is showing them love. The different types of actions, different forms of
forms of love, such as just being nice to them, smiling, helping them out on their homework, buying them something if they don't have the money for it. See, this is our greatest commandment that we don't even grasp most of the time. Our generation is still in this love crisis where we want all the love for ourselves, we don't want to give anything else out. During this season, it's so important to make sure we give while still being able to receive. If you give so much more than you receive, you're going to be greater blessed than those that are just hogging it all in. And this should be the same way with our love. We should want to give more love out and just keep pushing more love out, but we should want to be giving in. See, the more love that we push out, the more love that comes back. We've heard it all the time in the Bible, that the way you see, however you sow is however you'll get back. Your harvest is the gospel. So if you sow a ton of seeds of just love and loving people, then we're going to get a great amount of love back. Double the portion of your harvest if you double the portion of your love in the beginning. See, this world is really just misconstrued the way that we see love. That we see love as just off and on, and we don't see it as, we use love, especially in America, for every single thing. Oh, I love that food. Oh, I love this person. I love friends. I love hanging out. I love homework. No one's ever said that in the history of the world. No one's ever said, I love homework. But it's just an example. So the world is just really exposing that. We say love too much even if we don't mean it. So if we're saying that we love this and we love that, why can't we say, I love this person so much. I can't wait to love them. I can't wait to show them love. And we just hold it all in and we don't say it in the right opportune times, and we give it to the things that we don't need to. We just tend to throw love away instead of giving it to the people that need it. Alright, so I have this demonstration. Alright, where's Nancy at? Thanks for getting my whiteboard for me. Okay. So with this demonstration, God just gave me this today. Is I have a whiteboard and a poorly drawn heart, because I am not an artist. That is not the gift that God has given me whatsoever. I cannot draw to save my life. I can barely draw a stick man. So, alright, I'm going to take a sip of water real quick, please. Yeah, that's my heart. And I believe that this heart is a lot like many of you in the early stages of your life. You don't really have too many things in your heart that really consume you, and really you put your passion towards it. And with this, if we're not careful, we can let a lot of people speak into this heart instead of let God speak into this heart, okay? Can everyone see this? Just want to make sure everyone can see it. All right. So, a lot of times we're early on in the age and we're trying to figure out where we want to be, and we're trying to find out what love we want. We're trying to make friends. We're trying to be like, okay, so if I can just be hanging out with this group of people, if I can be hanging around them, popular people, if they're going to be showing me love, then I'm going to be popular and my heart's going to be happy. Some of you begin to put things like friendships in our heart, and we begin to let friendships fill up our heart, all right? And then these friendships, okay, so these friendships, they're not the healthiest, but you know that they know secrets that nobody else knows about you. They know things that people shouldn't know about you. You trusted them with your darkest secrets, and if you were to ever leave them, you know that these secrets would be exposed, okay? So, as you keep going on with this friendship, you know it gets worse and worse. They're trying to pressure you into things you don't believe in. They're trying to get you to go out to drink. They're trying to get you to party every single weekend, but you stay with them. And you start to drink because you feel like they're the only people that can show you love. So you begin to fill this big open heart with only a little bit of area to fill. You want to get filled up all the way. So you begin to fill it with partying on the weekends because you feel like your friends will love you more. And you feel like people are going to make you think you're cooler if you fill it in with alcohol and partying every weekend. And then you see these things have side effects. This green right here, this partying has side effects, and as you begin to fill it up more and more, it leads to deeper, darker things. All right? And these people, they're speaking into you. And they're like, okay, so you drink now, that's cool, but we want to do something cooler. My friend just bought something from this one guy. I want you to try it. And they begin to pressure you more and more, and you keep thinking, this is pushing my values, but you know what? They're my friends, so I'm going to trust them. You trust your friends with your heart, and your heart starts to get filled up with more and more things. And it keeps filling up with all these wrong things, such as partying, and then you You start to let drugs and alcohol influence your life. And you feel like there's nothing left to go. But you feel like more people are going to see you if you begin to go expose yourself on Instagram. You want all the Instagram followers you can get. You want to reach the most people you can. You want to have as many likes as you can on Instagram. You want the most followers because that's what makes you popular. And so it's perceived, and that's what makes you popular, is the more likes you can get. So then you begin to focus on making sure your social media gets all the likes that it can. And you get all the likes, and it makes you feel good about yourself, so you think, and then you just begin, from that, you just feel like there's nothing else more, so you look for the next thing to fill your heart, because all these things have still left you empty after a while. They only provide a momentary bit of satisfaction. And then this comes along. You open the door with all these things. You feel like I have nothing left. I have nothing. I've filled my heart with all these things, and I still feel empty to this day. Nothing is satisfying me. Nothing is filling me up like I should. I just don't know where to turn. So then you begin to cut yourself and hurt yourself. You begin to think bad thoughts about yourself. And before you know it, your whole entire heart is filled with things that it should never have been filled with in the first place. And you begin to fill your heart with all these things, and no matter how long you've been filling your heart with these things, you still felt empty on the inside. And you don't know where to turn because you have no idea what to do from here. Your heart is full of all these things that do nothing but hurt and hurt and hurt. And with this, you feel lost and torn down. And this is just a gate. Filling your heart with all these things is just a gate to the wrong path. This is where depression comes in. This is where the enemy really bears his feet down. And you may say, he's saying, Zach, you don't know this. I bet you've never done any of this stuff in your life. 6 to 7 months ago, this was me. I was filling my heart with every single one of these things. I was trying to be popular in school because I had no friends. So I began to hang out with the so-called cool kids in the school. And I began to let them speak into my heart after my heart was so empty. And then they said, Zach, you're hanging out with us, and that's cool and all. Well, I think it'd be cooler to begin to party with us. And then I started going to parties with them because I perceived it was cool. I was letting them speak into my heart. I was feeling love from them, more like lust from them in a perceived way. So that they kept pushing me, and then eventually it led to alcohol, where the point in my life that I was drinking every weekend, almost every single night, because I didn't know where to turn. I thought this was going to make me cool, and if I became an alcoholic, I was going to make me cool, because drinking is cool perceived nowadays. Even though that's not true, that's one of the biggest lies you can live. They would be speaking to me that this is how you become cool. The more you drink, the better you are, the cooler person you are. And then I tried to fill myself with more. I tried to make myself look good on Instagram, have a smiley face every single time, looking like my life was okay, living the party life, living my best life. Whereas it was perceived. And in the end, I was still sad and torn down every single time. And then it got to the point where I hate my life. Right here in the orange. This was the last part of my heart, and it was just filled with hate, or what should have been filled with love. And I was hating myself every single night, saying, why would you do this to yourself? Why would you put yourself in this position? You know who God told you were supposed to be, but you turned your back, and now He's never going to love you again. But I have a picture up on the screen. There's this grace that comes when the Father, there's this grace that comes in the blood. Jesus hung on the cross for each and every single one of you. We shouldn't sugarcoat this. This shouldn't be covered up. This is the real image, or the somewhat real image of what Jesus looked like hanging on the cross. He was whipped with metal on the end of the whip, tearing his flesh and exposing his ribs, where blood and water would be poured out every single time that he would be whipped. The crown of thorns was pushed into his skull, where the point in which it pierced his skull. And he took up so much pain and suffering, he had to hang there. Nails on his hands and his feet, hanging on the cross for you. Each and every one of you. And you know what the best part about this is? He did that because He loves you. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son so that you can have everlasting life in Him. And you know what the best part about this is? See, when the grace comes, this is what you call, this is the blood of Jesus right here. And when the grace comes, it begins to wipe all that stuff away, where your heart is brand new.
Yes.
And you can begin to
Yes.
yourself with nothing but the blood of Jesus, which is overcome the grave is going to overcome your heart, and you can become brand new in Him, where all you want is to overfill your love with Jesus tonight. See, I'm just a sinner up here, saved by the grace of Jesus. Without Him, I would have never been standing up on this, right up here and talking to you guys. But thanks to the blood of Jesus for hanging on the cross, because He loves you so much. He hung on that cross. He hung on that cross, wishing for you, thinking of you, each and every single one of your hearts. He was hanging there, thanking you, wanting the best for you, because He knows that if it wasn't for the cross, you wouldn't be sitting here today. You wouldn't be sitting learning about Him. You wouldn't be sitting exposing yourself to His heart. But because of the grace, we feel like all these things are just built up inside of us. We have nowhere to turn. We just feel dirty and nasty, and we just feel guilty all the time. But the grace is what washes that all away. See, I was like that. I had a multicolored heart where things were just filled up in my heart that I didn't even want in there. Because I let the wrong people speak into my heart. But the truth is, when you get overcome by the grace of God, you just let Him fill your heart, you will have the most satisfaction you will ever feel, because He loves you more than anything in the world. You are His specialty. He would leave 99 sheep to go find you. He would leave whatever was going on in His life. He'd drop everything to find you. He wants your heart more than you could ever imagine. He loves you more than anyone. Girls, He loves you more than any guy ever will. Guys, He loves you more than any girl ever will. You don't have to put all these relationships in your heart to find love. But you can find love in the Father that loves you. People who don't have an earthly Father, this Father will treat you better than anyone in the whole entire universe, because He loves you and desires you more than anyone. He wants the best for you. He's always going to speak into you. And I know there's probably some of you in here tonight that are just feeling, you just feel empty. You feel like you felt your life up. You filled your heart up with all these things, and you just feel like the next thing is going to be the best thing, and it's going to fix me, and it's going to be the best for me. But every single time, you still feel empty. You wake up feeling empty. You lie down in bed every night feeling empty. You just don't know where to turn. You just have had all these people speak into your heart, and all these things perceived about you, and you believed them, and you let them fill up your heart to the point where you have no room left. And you've tried, and you still feel empty, and you don't know where to turn. I'm telling you, tonight's the night you can turn. Tonight's the night where the blood of Jesus is going to wipe that heart clean. He's going to fill it up tonight. Everyone should bow your heads. This is a great thing. The whole reason Jesus died on the cross, the whole reason, is because He wants your heart. He wants your heart. And tonight's the chance for you to let Him come in and fix you and rearrange you. Just today, before service, I literally felt like my guts were moving, because He was just rearranging me to make me more like His Son. He was just rearranging my innards, it felt like. And it was just heavenly and beautiful. But He just wants to come and wipe you clean tonight. Where you felt like you don't know where to turn, you feel dirty, you feel empty, and the depression comes in, and you just don't know where to turn because you're sad all the time. But He says that's not tonight, not after tonight. He says, this is the night where you get changed. This is the night that you'll never forget. This is the night that you'll leave this house never the same. So if you want to accept Jesus and get your heart wiped clean by the blood, just raise your hand. This is the best decision you could ever make in your entire life. This is the thing that's going to send you from heaven to hell. If you don't know if you die tonight, if you don't know you're going to heaven or hell, if you don't know if you're going to go to heaven or not, this is the night. For some of you, just like me, I was saved at 7 years old. That was the first time I met Jesus. But I turned away and turned my back because I felt like the world had a better option for me. And you want to rededicate your life, just like I did. I rededicated my life to Jesus. If you want to rededicate your life tonight, just raise your hand. So I'm going to count to 3. Just, if you want to raise your hand, and just accept the blood of Jesus tonight. 1. This is the best opportunity you could ever take tonight to get filled up with the blood. 2. You don't want to miss on this chance, because this is the best thing for you. This is the moment that God's been waiting for you. He's been waiting for his son or daughter to come home to him. 3. If you want to raise your hand, raise your hand. You want to rededicate your life. If you felt lost, you felt like you've been filling your life with other things. You've been feeling like you've been trying to fill everything up and still feeling empty. But it's really you've been trying to fill the void in life for Jesus. That's good. Come on. Alright, I want you guys all to stand up, hold each other, like link arms, something like that. Because we're in this together as Christians. We're all in this together. We don't walk solo. We build relationships and we work together because that's what God's called us to do. And I want you guys all to pray this prayer together because we're one big family and a family sticks together through anything. Alright? So I'm going to start praying. Dear Heavenly Father, you guys can repeat. Again, thank you for meeting me where I am. Thank you for taking the cross for me. Thank you for sitting there on the cross thinking with me. I welcome you into my heart tonight. I pray that you fill me up with your love. And you cast that old stuff as far as the east is from the west. Thank you for bringing me into new life tonight. I cannot wait to see where we go together in the future. And in Jesus' name, amen.